Most people owe her an apology.
Go ahead, look in the camera and
Like,
look. Go ahead, look in the camera and apologize.
Yo.
We got Levi's White guys.
Check out the full podcast, link below.
Tory Lanez was finally sentenced. This has been a convo in the black community for 2 years about Megan, whether or not she's been shot or not, whether or not Tory Lanez is going to go to jail, the men versus women, domestic violence, all this, that whole convo that happened 2 years ago was put to rest. Tory Lanez got 10 years in jail. Now, the chapters previous to that had to do with, can you support somebody like Tory Lanez, yada, 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 yada. Me and you were divided on this topic. And we purposefully did not want to dive deep because he was accused at the time. It was just charging. Now that he's convicted, he's doing 10 years in jail.
Yep.
How do you feel?
Well, look, I'll be quick. Love Tory Lanez music. This ain't about music.
Yes.
Before the verdict, I was giving Tory the benefit of the doubt because I felt like things weren't clear enough to definitively state that this man was guilty. Yes, if you ask me which one was it leaning towards, I'll give people the fact that, yeah, it leaned that he was guilty. Mm-hmm. But I thought the law was innocent until proven guilty. Well, guess what? He was proven guilty in the court's eyes, sentenced to 10 years. Do I think he deserved it? I don't know. I don't know if that's even up to me to think he deserved 10 years. But I will say this. Before this trial went on, they offered to give this man a year or two. I think it was actually 1 year the prosecutors offered him. 1 year. And we'll let you go. He declined. He took it to trial. It backfired.
Not only did the defendant do the heinous act of shooting her, he then subjected her to 2.5 years of hell.
He never admitted guilt. Not one time. I'm talking about even up to the sentencing. He was still, in my opinion, making excuses, talking about even if I didn't do it, but if I did do it, it's because like I had a bad childhood. My mom died. Yeah. I got an alcohol problem. Yeah. It's like, bro, I get it. You don't want to go to jail. Who the hell does? But that's not the time to make excuses. Show a little mercy. Eat the charge. Like I feel like he tiptoed around this for too long, even up to the verdict, even until now. He's selling merch talking about free Tory.
I saw that. Us as human beings, we have the choice to just say nothing. Like, I don't think people understand. Sometimes we forget that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
In the court system, you have the choice to literally say nothing.
True.
Since this case has been going on, I'm talking about since he was charged, he has not stopped saying something. That's your decision. Nobody told you to do that. Number one. Number two, when you are convicted of a crime and you're sentenced, that means in their eyes you did it. It doesn't mean you are convicted. We think you did it. We highly think you did it. It means you did it to them, right? Mm-hmm. So now he is convicted for attempted murder, and that's going to stay on his record, which I find interesting. But you know what I'm going to say?
What's up?
I'm going to say I always thought he did it. I've maintained that from day one. I've heard all kinds of people's opinions, and I'm like, okay, I kind of buzzed a little bit. I always thought he did it, right?
Okay.
But I think the biggest thing that needs to be talked about is how we failed Megan Thee Stallion. We fully failed Megan Thee Stallion as a society, social media, and still to this day, we're failing Megan Thee Stallion. I get it. Megan Thee Stallion is very unlikable, right? To several people.
I think that's what it comes down to.
She's very unlikable.
That's what it comes down to.
Very unlikable. I think this case, the perception of Tory Lanez is completely different if it's not Megan Thee Stallion. But if we go look in retrospect, Megan Thee Stallion said this person did it. She's maintained it.
Yes, this Tory shot me. You shot me. And you got your publicists and your people going to these blogs lying
and we try to pick holes in her statements. We try to pick holes in how she moved. We really failed Megan Thee Stallion. This is perhaps, in my opinion, from a public standpoint, the worst way a victim was treated. By far, in my eyes.
I mean, yeah, I can't think of another. I can't think of another case that is like even remotely as notorious as this.
I've always maintained, whether I said it on the show, whether I said it in person, I've always maintained I think Tory Lanez did it. I still feel guilty, but
Why would you feel guilty?
I feel guilty because I apologize. I don't think Megan Thee Stallion got the respect she deserved. And I think most people deserve, including myself, I apologize to Megan Thee Stallion. Most people owe her an apology.
Go ahead, look in the camera and
Like,
go ahead, look in the camera and apologize.
I apologize on behalf of me and all the people. Now, granted,
do you apologize? Do you apologize for Tory Lanez
listen,
as well?
I don't know what happened there.
Okay,
but I just think that she was the victim, and it was the worst way a victim has been treated, in my opinion. One of the worst.
I think Meg does deserve a lot of, a lot of apologies too. So same for me. Like, I was wrong. I was dead wrong. And listen, it's okay to be dead wrong prior to the verdict.
Innocent until proven guilty.
I stand on that. I get how it looks. I stand on it. Now, granted, there is a victim here. Meg is the victim, so she should have gotten a lot of grace in that manner. But my thing is this, bro. Like, the silver lining of this whole case to me, and especially the way we're talking about Meg Thee Stallion, is at the end of the day, there might be something to the statement that a lot of people make. It's a saying where they say it's better to be liked than to be right. Because Meg was right, apparently, this whole time. But she wasn't liked like that in the media. So that to me is the reason why a lot of people flipped on her and they didn't support her. And what's crazy is I don't understand why it's like that. Why do we do that to people? But I do think, I'm telling you, I think it has to do with, I think moving forward, not us, but like I think in general, people should kind of look at their reputation and see like, yo, what that might have something to do why you might not be supported if something does go down.
More than anything, it's a microcosm of the relationship between men and women right now. I think it's at one of its worst. We don't respect each other. And I think that whole Tory Lanez and Megan Thee Stallion thing, even women actually, we're going against Megan because it's like, I think there's that tension there between respect of a man for a woman and vice versa, and essentially just understanding the plight of which both groups have to go through. But that's deep.
I don't know, bro. That's a convo, a deep dive for another day, I'm gonna be honest.
Listen to the full episode, link below.